Hello and welcome to the Elevate Show. Karibuni sana. Of course, if you see me and this amazing audience, then you know Benjamin Zulu is definitely in the building.
Thank you.
And today's conversation, it feels like Mother's Day should be an every other day affair because there's so many things that women, especially mothers, go through that we need to constantly probably talk, celebrate, create awareness around. And today the conversation is just around that. And as you can see on the lower third, it's a mother's love and sacrifice.
Yes.
You know, how women have to go through so much. You look at your mother and you wonder, how did you do it? What were you made of?
That's true.
To be able to carry all of that and some.
That's true.
And show up with a smile.
That's true.
With hope.
True.
Hey.
And to give hope to someone.
And to give.
I think the most important question is not just that you became a mother, but who you allowed to make you the mother.
Oof. Okay. Okay. Okay.
For a long time, we have praised mothers without asking for whom they became the mother. Who is the father besides you?
Yeah.
And to prove women are strong, to prove themselves they're strong, they have carried burden for two people. And for a long time, I told you the other day, we have a conspiracy in culture to punish women for doing the right things. When a woman stands in when the man absconds, we call her single mother and we shame her for it.
Yeah.
When the woman shows up and says, my children will not die, disappear in the street, we don't clap. We say, look at these children, raised by a single mother. And we say, let's begin to change the language.
Yes.
Let's say they are raised with an absent father. So that the deficient behavior is blamed but to the right character.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in society, single father is heroic, but single mother is shameful. We'll talk about that another day, that the father stood in. But this single mother can't maintain marriage. We cannot withstand a mother really standing in. But today, the direction of the conversation is when this mother has to face struggles that just seem unfair. And my emphasis is this.
Yes.
Mikali, it's until you go through some things experientially that you respect them. We talk about got paged, got a baby, baby mama, we have a child, this is my second kid. We talk about childbearing casually.
It's not.
Until you go through it.
Yeah.
When I experienced that and the most tense moments of my life, previously I used to think the most tense moments of a man's life is when you post a question, will you marry me? Because her answer will determine the direction of your life.
Yes.
If she says yes, you have a wife. If she says no, go back to the drawing board.
Yes.
But after that, I realized there's another moment they don't tell you about.
Yeah.
When they disappear with your wife to the theater room, and they keep opening the door to call cards, number 6. So yours is 16, but now she's calling 60, 66, 60, and all of you are standing up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you're waiting. I never knew that death and life meet at childbirth. I never knew. You think it's just beginning of life. It can also be ending of life.
That's true.
You know, there you can be told, you know, you have signed the papers. Hospitals are very clever. Eh?
You've signed papers saying.
you dispense them from, as if you have any option.
No, you don't.
Sir, you have to sign here. Do I have any option, my friend?
You don't.
Look at my situation.
Yeah.
So you don't even have time. It's 10 pages. Sign here. Sign here. You know, that time when you're waiting to hear, whether it's good news, bad news, whatever. And then sometimes, yes, they come out alive, the baby and the mother, but the struggle that follows after that. I hope today we get to convince women that the creating life, you know, they mention CS casually, right? I don't even know why they abbreviate it. I wish we keep so that, you know, it's a person who was cut, section is cutting.
Yes.
They cut women into half, somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Men have never been injected in their spinal cord. There's an injection. They
epidural.
This spine, they put it
And
there.
then you don't move. You're supposed to be.
You know.
Yeah.
I want women to study the journey of pregnancy before they begin to say, I'm getting paged for my boyfriend. I'm getting a child, I don't know for who. You, brother, go take the journey. Just take time to learn what it is, what it means.
Yeah.
That CS might be a partial disability. That woman will never be normal again. A guy was dating a certain lady with a child, and when he thought a child is not a big deal for him. Okay, I'm open-minded. You're wrong. I'm a progressive. Then they did. When he visited home the first time, and then he knew there's a 3-4-year-old around here. But when he realized the whole house looks like the child,
From the walls.
You know, you used to think it's just a child.
Yeah.
You realize they dictate, and the dispenser, water dispensers are facing the wall. You know, normal people, the dispenser faces in front.
Yes.
But when there's a small person here who's attempting everything,
Yes.
and the extensions are closed this way, everything, toys all over, everything's in managed, and there's somebody, when they are quiet, when the child is quiet, you won't get tension. When they're playing, at least you know where they are. So somebody listening. This guy said, and when he heard about the CS wound, he says, I don't know what came over me. I said, this is so strange world. And that's my proof of point today. Make sure by the time you're getting the CS wounds, you're getting the child, you're getting it with the man with who has signed up to do life and death with you. Childbirth can be life and death. Now that we are discussing this, what motherhood can bring, particularly the unpredictable stuff, stop thinking of, let's get a child, think of the worst side. And Mikali will say the strength of a chain is determined by the weak link. When you stretch a chain, it breaks where it is weakest. Yes. Think of a union at the weakest link. If that person has a weakness of loyalty, childbirth will tear you apart. Because even if you just give birth or whatever, there's usually a waiting period where when you're not supposed to do something. This lady was returned to the hospital after CSA because she's been told to wait for 6 weeks. Yeah. And she came, we found ourselves. She got admitted again. And doctors were so annoyed. We and my boyfriend, she's even living with her boyfriend. I'm telling them, you see, a boyfriend, she must perform. When it's a boyfriend, you're always under interview. Living with a boyfriend is continuous interview. If you don't avail, he might get alternatives. This man has not signed up to watch over your soul. Yeah. And I tell women, make sure the man you live with has gone through the procedure of being proved to shepherd your soul, has received you from your parents, has signed in life and death. And even if you were to walk out, there's a procedure. When you live with a boyfriend, he can just walk out as if he's walking from a latrine. And you're calling it a serious relationship. Our parents know each other. We have a child. We have been together for 10 years. What is special there? He can still walk out like and next time we call it, let's discuss relationships. Because women think it's a thing. It's not a thing. Relationships are only popular when you are young. When you are older, men go for the younger women. Yeah. When you're older, they wonder what, you can't even be called a girlfriend. No.
I don't qualify. I do not qualify.
They want girls for girlfriend. Can you make sure you're using your youth to negotiate for the real stuff? A person who at least you can measure against long term. And people say, is it only a day function? Is it only a paper? Even a contract for buying a car is a paper. But by the time we get there, we are paid money, written commitments, understand the legal obligations. Make sure you have contracts in place. Whatever is not on paper is paper. The struggles of motherhood, you should have the man next to you. You should be fighting life and death together. You should not be always makeup trying to please him. Sometimes the makeup is a pregnancy. If you're creating a child for me, you're beautiful to me. Yeah. Do you know a pregnant woman is only beautiful to the man who made her pregnant? Nobody else finds you pregnant. You are all swollen. You all look funny. You're walking weirdly. You know? No. You are only beautiful to the man you are creating a child with. There's no time for makeup.
No.
I did not know that sometimes turning yourself in bed is a privilege. You know, you need to hold something to turn with it. And you should not sleep on the left too much. There's a heart. I don't know something there. Muscle cramps. I don't know another thing. Some massage, some back rub. Who will do all that for you and it's not their pregnancy? It's annoying. Yeah. You can't even sleep. Something has woken up at night. You need a lot of food. You don't have capacity for it. You take a little, you run to the and now 20 trips to the washroom. And every time I need to lift you and then help you get who can do that? Make sure you are getting this with a man who has signed up to do life with you. We are walking peacefully. Another thing inside of you has kicked you. You need to sit down. Now I need to hold you. You know. And then suddenly you have a craving for grapes. The green grapes, particularly the one for Carrefour. Yes. Now in the car looking for Carrefour 2 a.m. Do you have grapes? Who can do that?
Not anyone.
You know, suddenly you want mandazi. That particular mandazi from that hotel, Kibadaski, surely. No, the one in that, and then you are there waiting for, sure. Some things you need to do them with your person. Women, stop doing this. Stop getting pregnant casually. Stop giving your body anyhow. The journey is, that journey, if you look at it, you respect your woman forever, or you run away from the process forever.
Oof. Absolutely.
You either buy in fully or stay out fully.
Yeah.
There's nothing casual about childbirth. Now, after getting the child, safety. Now, another journey. breastfeeding.
Yes.
This baby who does not know day at night. You know, when
Yeah.
mother is pregnant, they sleep daytime, they wake up at night. When she rests, that's when the baby wakes up. When she's moving, the baby holds. So they continue the same pattern when they're born.
Yes.
At night, they're on night shift. So all of you 24-hour shift, somebody holding a child, they're crying, you are staggering, almost falling with them. You know,
Yeah.
I watched the journey and said, motherhood, we have not been told enough. Creating a life and even seeing them through. The mother is so attached to the child. They can't just watch the child cry. They feel it. They try everything. Try this. And I didn't know that colic is part of growth. It's not a disease. It's a stage.
Oh.
There's colic. When children are swallowing milk, they swallow air also. So the stomach, the tummy thing puffs.
It's not a disease.
It's not a disease. It's a stage. So there's griping pain. They struggle to remove gas. You don't want that. You don't. A tiny person whom you can't press the tummy. You can see the little tummy is swollen. When you can't poke it, they don't know how to release the air.
Yeah.
You have to help them release, massage them slowly.
Yeah.
Imagine a whole family waiting for the kid to belch. All of you are, have they bapped? Yeah, now we can sleep. Eh?
Oh my goodness.
My friend, you watch that journey and you respect motherhood eternally.
Absolutely.
Men can't endure that. Surely, I know why God did not give me that thing. I'm glad. I'm glad it's not my duty. I can't manage that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. And then when you look at what happens after that, the attachment to the child, how many risks the children have, journeying with them. I had one preacher said he swore to his wife that I can't stop you from going through the pains of being a mother, of being a woman. And you know, women have about many transformations. They are born as a child, they become a girl, then they become a young woman, then a woman, then a mother of mother. And all of them are different personalities.
That's true.
When you live with a woman, you have to have a morning study. You study your woman in the morning, as you also study your Bible and other spiritual things. Part of your study material is your woman.
How is she today?
You even read the mood and note somewhere. It's sunny today. Some of our journals are written in syllables. Don't leave us alone. The metaphors are today the weather is good. Another weather inside, apart from weather forecast. So the man must learn his woman and what is going on. And there's some things you're not allowed to just assume. We are discussing motherhood, and I want to beseech men. When you decide to do motherhood with a person, even whatever circumstances, if a person has carried your child, honor them. Yeah. We are not saying all women are honorable, some of them are toxic, we hope not, but I'm saying choose a woman who to create your child with. And if a woman gives you the gift of DNA, to give you the child to carry your name and your frame. Women give you children and they don't even attach their names there. I did not feel all that pain and the children will carry my name. How much honor should I give that woman? Yeah. How much respect that you have respected me to give a child who carries my name, and by the third generation, only my name is being remembered. Yeah. And not yours. They have to dig. Who was your great grandma? I'm not sure. I'll ask my mom.
Yeah, that's true.
You know. But I just want to tell you that if a brother you have decided to do that with a woman, make sure as a woman you treasure and who you are going to do the struggles with. But you as a woman, pick self-control. Get a child after all the paperwork has been signed, and you have at least assured. If accidents will happen, death or whatever, let them happen when you have done your due diligence. Yeah. That's the same way you can't build your building in a place of just we're in a good relationship with our parents know each other. You never talk that nonsense when you're building houses or buying cars. No. You want to make sure even if your friends, can we get the paperwork in place? I want to be sure I own ownership should be legal and also psychological and also practical. Yeah. Make sure you own the man you are trying to give children and you've proved his loyalty. I didn't know that out there it's known when the woman is pregnant, the husband is vulnerable. So other girls are trying to throw their net. Yeah, there's fasting. Somebody's on a dry spell. And they try to capitalize. They try to capitalize with the dry spell. You know? Yeah. And they told me when a woman discovers the husband cheated, they usually ask a question many men don't know what it means. So she had discovered the affair and you are trying to apologize, and she says, do you love her? I'm wondering, is that important? I came to know men can cheat for 2 reasons and women know it. Yeah. Maybe he was overcome by his own needs and his own body, and he went out there to buy a snack in the form of a human being and snacked. That's one form. That's one form of cheating. Judah did it in the Bible and did not even know the face of the woman. There was no relationship. He could not even recognize her when. And he actually did a sharpshooting twins, and he did not know her face. So men are capable of relief, like helping themselves somewhere. A snack. So the snacking form of cheating is what she's trying to find out. But it's another cheating where he has transferred his heart, his affections, his promise, his heart to her. That's what she wants to know. There's no cheating that is less painful, but But when you realize it was his own weaknesses that drove him there and he's out of it, that's easier to deal with than when he has promised I'll be with you for life. He's going back there, replacing her with you. That's another story, all right?
Yes.
Now, on the same breath, men struggle to forgive cheating with women because women don't usually cheat for snacking.
No.
No.
Nope.
That is unique with men. Yeah, you don't read anywhere the way a woman, unless just these loose women who have lost. That part of sexuality for women is so far, they usually cheat for understanding and affection. So by the time she's sleeping with another man, she has already found understanding, affection, connection, her heart, shoulder to lean on, who supports me, who understands me. The brother has already been replaced. He has to win back his place. He has to struggle to get back there. Even if she says sorry on the surface, to finish the story, you will still notice the laughter that is too short, the holding of hand that is comfortable. You come close and she has something to pick over there. And
she's busy.
You know, and on the bed she has some headache, cuddling too short, and you don't shower together. You know those funny stupid things that you used to do together? Bite meat and bite you too. No, me, I don't want meat today. The little micro rejections come in and you notice the affection has gone. Those things that you can't tell people, but they're important. The way we hold hands, the way we brush shoulders, the way they are lingering hug, that peck, that embrace, that holding hand, that serving me with food, that feeding. Those little things between you, they are the first ones to go. You know, she's still here, but part of her is not here. Just to tell you, become a mother with a person you're willing to risk your life with. You may also have to leave this world and leave the children with that man. Are you confident to live with that man? You may also be bedridden for a long time. The child may come with special needs that require many trips to hospital, a lot of researching, a lot of enduring, late nights. Can you, when they say, sometimes you hire those people you call nannies, and they're also trying to get your husband because they're also women, you know, they don't know what is special with you.
You just do that.
They are doing gestures. And you are somewhere stuck in a bedroom because you are sick, and they're doing their own show with this man around here and trying to, you know, to also gesture. Do you trust him with your back turned when you cannot give him what he needs? Do you trust him to still be faithful? Can you test him on that level? But you women, what do? When you're dating, you start smashing. You can't test his discipline. You start feeding the indiscipline. And then you start complaining about it. You're plugged into lack of order, into lack of self-control, into lack of delayed gratification. You call discipline delayed. You call it dry spell. And you think that's a joke. One day the dry spell will come back when you're still married. How will he manage it? Can he manage his body? Can he, the Bible says, to manage your vessel with honor. Can he manage his vessel? It's an exhaust pipe that must keep on blowing out. Have you checked? Have you checked? Does that man have a higher direction beyond direction? Many of these men of these nowadays, there's nothing else, and they come praising you as if you are as something they need to smart. They're just so hungry, and you think it's love. It's not love, that's lust. And after you, there'll be another one, and a younger one, and a hotter one. There will be many. As years go, are you safe? As years, because men don't age when they have money. Society sees them as hot. You are aging, even when you have money. So I'm sorry. So it's a hot thing for 72 years to be hanging with a 23-year-old. But you and your 72, you touch our children. This pervert is wasting our sons to be stoned to death. So there's something happening to do that's not happening to us. Next time we'll talk about the biomechanicals of sex. Okay, biomechanicals. To me, it affects you the way it doesn't affect me. And women tend to forget that. Thinking, I've only had one boyfriend. At least I'm not promiscuous. What if that boyfriend is a heavyweight? Okay, heavyweight boxer. You know, the heavyweight with the boxer. And then... and then... bullfighter from Halal, from is it Luyaland, someplace, and then the boyfriend was with you 5 years. The next husband you marry is a featherweight, lightweight champion boxer. Then
Floyd Mayweather
he's trying to fit the shoes of a heavyweight boxer. That man, you can never satisfy him.
Where?
And you thought it's just because I'm loyal, I'm not promiscuous. The biomechanics of sex mean the woman is being affected the way men are not being affected. Stop being loyal to boyfriends. Give your body only to husband, only to man who has signed the papers, who are sent for life, for death, who has seen, who has been subjected to examination by counselors, by your bishop, by your authority figures. Your mom has looked, your dad has looked, your friend has looked. Everybody has examined. Even if he manages to pretend to throw those people, the percentage of those who manage to lie to you when you're doing due process is so small. You stand better chances of growing old with a man you can be a mother with, risk death. Children can live or die, you know. Funerals, hospital beds, your appointments, late nights, anxiety, not sleeping. Think about the wrong side of motherhood when you're choosing a man.
Yes, please. I am happy. I'm happy that when I look at the videos going round the man cave, you are part of that conversation. You are part of it because there's so many things that you've spoken here today that probably most men don't look at when they think about, having children or starting a family or, paging that chick or tying her down.
Breaking her legs.
Breaking her legs. Mbuzi imevunjwa mguu jameni. So today, you've painted a very good picture of what we're talking about today, a mother's love and sacrifice. And the guest we have today is a mother who has carried more than her share, and she still continues to do that. Help me welcome Lois Mwende. Welcome back to the Elevate Show. And today we're talking about motherhood, a mother's love and sacrifice. And just before we went on a break, I introduced to you our guest of the day, Lois Mwende. During the break room, we was like, Lois, unapenda kuitwa Lois ama Mwende? Ako like, mama karaoke ndio ninaitikanga. Lois nimesahau ni nani. And this is what Zulu you were talking about earlier, how the identity of a mother slowly just deteriorates. It's like, nikisikia Lois nashangaa ni nani, but ukisema mama karaoke ni mimi. Karibu sana Lois.
Asante sana.
Really, really lovely to have you on the show. And nataka tuanze na unaona venye umesema mama karaoke.
Yeah.
Kabla ukuwe mama karaoke, ni nini ilikuwa inaendelea hapo nyuma? What were you doing? Because now we see you on TikTok, we know your story from TikTok and all of that. But what was there before?
Hi cousins.
Good one. Nisini makuzo.
Okay, I'm Lois Mwende.
Yeah.
I'm 27 years old. I'm a mom. Not only a mom, I'm a mom to a special baby. He has spastic cerebral palsy. He's 3 years, 7 months old. He depends on daily therapy. We are under 5 therapies: occupation therapy, hydrotherapy, physiotherapy, and speech therapy.
Wait. So every one of those therapies happen, like the whole of them happen
Monday to Friday.
Wow.
Like my baby is spastic. Haezi ishi bila therapy.
Okay.
Hawezi. And the condition is only managed by therapies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this you found out after umeshatoka hospitali.
Okay, unajua, before motherhood, I was just a girl. I was a girl, I became a lady, I became a woman, and I became a mother, of course.
Yeah.
Unajua kila mtu before azae lazima
Go through the process ya life.
Through the process of life. So, nimemaliza high school, nimemaliza college, nilifanya hospitality management, and then from there, so unajua wasichana wakishamaliza shule, like job kupata inakuanga hard. So my first job actually, I was a house girl. Nimefanya house girl for more than 5 houses.
Wow.
So after hapo nika join set book industry, and that's where I met the dad.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Traveling theater.
Yeah, chemistry kakaanza tu kujitengeneza hapo, and then actually Kenya yuko main roles za wanaume alikuwa nazo, na mimi nilikuwa na main roles za
chemistry kaanza kwa stage.
Love scene tuko
pamoja.
Kama ni argument tuko hapo.
Yeah.
Dem, chali, clubbing, sisi wote hapo. So chemistry kakaanzanga kujitengeneza.
Alafu mko out of town.
Eish, Mandera. Actually si tulikuwa tuna travel northern.
Yes.
Mandera, Marsabit, Moyale, uko mbali uko kwa desert.
Kalav kaka grow.
Alafu yeah, Kalav kaka grow. Yes.
So venye Kalav kaligrow mkaanza kuishi pamoja ama kulienda jama ni ball ilikam before tuanze kulienda?
So tulisema we listen, we don't judge. Ama we collapse. Kuna penye itafika mfaint.
Haya.
Yeah, we listen, wakufaint mtafaint too, it's okay. So kufaint mtafaint. Ball ilikuja tukiwa North Hall. 3 months of dating actually. Msini judge.
Iko tu sawa, safe space.
Msini judge. Yeah, we only dated for 3 months and then msichana akataka kujua ni nini na kuanga hapo. And then nikapata mimba. Okay. But sasa nasemanga the mistake I did, nimepata mimba haraka. Haujasoma ule mwanaume. Haujui watu wao. You don't know his friends. You don't know where they live. So if anything happens, you are on your own.
That's true.
You are on your own. Yeah.
So now
after travel, unajua pia hizi traveling theater producers wengi wanakuanga wakora.
Truth. Mimi kama msanii nakubaliana na wewe.
Yeah, producers wengi.
Yeah.
They make money but they are greedy and selfish.
Yeah.
And that's why unapatanga most of the set book producers ama like wako na pesa but hawajajijenga kimaisha. Okay, pesa ya set book inakanga ni kama laana. Sijaijua mbona.
Okay.
So some people si wote, kuna wenye wamejijenga lakini kuna wale wenye ni wezi sana. So actually hata sisi hiyo ili to happen yanga. So the producer mwenye tulikuwa started a group but akiona atajua ni yeye. Yeah, cause ni yeye.
Yeah.
So hiyo group yenye tulikuwa tuna traveling nayo, tulikuwa tunaenda northern side za northern huko ku act and all that. And hiyo places it's rare to kupata banks. Like na walimu huko ndio wanalipa, si students. Unajua kama huku hivi ni ma student anatoa 150. So huko ni mwalimu anatoa pesa and mostly they pay na check.
Okay.
Na sasa unaweza pata hakuna banks huko totally, hakuna M-Pesa. Sasa hizo mzazi wako anakukasirikia umpei pesa.
Lakini wewe uja receive bado.
Na unamwambia sijapata doa, nakwambia mmeenda mwezi mzima, pesa ziko wapi? Like hawakuelewi. Hawakuelewi. So sisi tulikuwa tunalipangwa after term. After term that's 3 months.
Yes.
Watoto wako wanaenda mid term. So huyo producer akakujanga akagain trust yetu, mimi nao na the dad sasa wakagain hiyo trust yetu. But sasa behind hiyo trust kulikuwa na a hidden agenda.
So unasema aliwarusha.
Aish. Unajua hapa utungekosa mita. For real. Hizo 3 months.
Yeah.
Akungekosa jamini. Alafu unajua when you are an assistant producer yani unalipangwa kuna kwanga na extra cash zenye unapata. Apart from when you producer ama when you assistant producer bado unalipwa za acting za kuingia stage. So after hiyo yote imehappen tulirudi Nairobi. Kurudi Nairobi producer ametuzimia simu. Actually hiyo siku tulilalanga kanini hapa Kamukunji. Tulishikwa juu ilikuwa time ya curfew na hiyo curfew ilikuwa ya saa 1. Sisi tuko tao tunangojea producer akuja tupe pesa yetu. Yeye amezima simu. Hiyo siku tukashikwa tukalala Kamkunji and then sikuwa najua I'm pregnant.
Okay.
Bado sikuwa najua I'm pregnant. Yeah. So si tukangangana kivyetu tukatoka. Kutoka tunaenda kwa ile nyumba ya landlord. Landlord ameweka kufuli ngapi? 3. Sasa tunaona hiyo ni miezi 3 hatujalipa rent, although alikuwa anajua the kind of job tunafanya. Na ni mtu like alikuwa anajua ndio kazi na dodo zinalipangwa after 3 months. So hiyo siku tumeenda, producer anatuona, si producer mimi
Landlord.
Caretaker. Caretaker anatuona hatujalipa rent. Tunampia tu story anashindwa hapana. So wakekanga kufuli 3. So venye walieka kufuli, okay, my hubby anakuanga na oral cardiacis inflammation. Okay. Na anakuanga na msijui ni putaji, like he has issue with his blood. So sometimes unapata blood ikiwa mob ana nose bleed non-stop. Na akibleed hata umpeleke hospitali stop. So ni ungoje mpaka damu iache kumwagika. And then time yenye damu ni kidogo hakuna supply enough ya damu kwa kichwa. So anaweza faint place yoyote.
Okay.
Zimekuja plus ulcers zote zimemgonga. Mama Kariuki ako na mimba. So ile life nilikuwa nakaa mzuri, all of a sudden within a blink of an eye imeenda hivyo. Nikaendanga kwa rafiki yangu nikamwambia iko hivi na hivi, so ni host hata kama ni wiki moja Oscar jisort.
Yeah.
And then you know with ladies akimisi wasichana mbona hatupendani.
Okay.
it's very hard ukiwa na shida rafiki yako akuhost even for 3 days. Lazima tatafuta kitu utoke. So that what happened. Mimi naye nikipigia Oscar simu ashakuwa mteja. Ya ashakuwa mteja. So mimi kenye ilikuja kwa mind yangu nimepewa mimba nikatupwa. Na kwanza nichaliwa Githurai na ako na dread kwisha. Na sijui kwao.
Haujui hata kwao.
Sijui mimi hata tukipatana na mamake hivi sijui ni mama yake. So alafu mimi si ati mimi ni introvert, but mimi sipendi enda kwa manyumba za watu. So unapata mabeshte zake walikuwa wanakaa kwetu, but mimi ungeniambia nikupeleke kwa Mwekali, sijui ni wapi. Lakini Mwekali amekuwa akionekana kwetu. Uniambia nikupeleke kwa Benjamin, sijui, lakini Benjamin ni BFF. Hakuna mtu niko na namba yake. Nitampata aje? So I had friends. At that time nilikuwa na marafiki, so mimi nilikuwa natoka from one friend to another. But sasa sikuwa nataka kuambia ni nini inaendelea. Nilikuwa nawadanganya nile nimewamiss. Nataka nikuje nikae. Ndio nione kama kwa huyu nitakaa siku 3 nisifukuzwe kama kwa ule siku 2. Unaelewa? So nika exhaust place za kukaa. Unajua tena pia uongo hailastingi sana. So nika exhaust places za kukaa. Na usisahau mimba bado ina grow. Sijaanza antenatal clinics. Sina nguo actually. Hata. Sina nguo kabisa. Niko tu na nguo ngapi? Moja. But then hiyo time unajua bado ukiwa kasichana you are tiny. Bado hujazaa, hormones hazija change unaone. So you can share clothes with anyone. Kama uko na kamwili kadogo that is.
So unafanya aje saizi kwa sababu marafiki umeexhaust na ni ashiki simu Oscar. So what happens? Where do you go?
Niliendanga kwa sister yangu mkubwa. Nikamwambia Shiro iko hivi na hivi na hivi. Akaniambia no, hatuwezi kaa nawe hapa kwa sababu ya mtu wangu.
Na wazazi wako at this point?
At that point kwanza my mom walikuwa wanakaa Dandora wote, but they had unaona tu hizi mzozo za bibi na bwana. So mama alikuwa ametoka kujipea space. So alikuwa ameenda kujikalisha na dad pia alikuwa anajikalishanga hiyo time. So mimi after nimetoka kwa sister yangu nilienda kwa shosho yangu. So nani anajua shosho yangu ni wale shoshoa, unajua mwanamke ameolewa hafai kukaa mbali na bwana yake. Sasa anashindwa nimekaa wiki mzima simwambii niko na nataka kwenda, anashindwa ni nini. Alafu sisahau ni mtu mwenyewe aja introduciwa kwa familia. Alafu mimi wazazi wangu I think niliwa disappointing ya big time cause they expected more of me, I swear. Juu nimemaliza shule niko poa, so they expected nikitoka pale nje kila kitu yangu itaenda poa. Nikipata mwanaume nitamleta, si tu kupata mimba bila mpango. Like they never expected that of me. At some point yes niliwa disappoint, but it is what it is. Mimi singetoa ball. Singetoa. So after shosho wangu ameniambia hivyo nikashindwa nitamwambia aje. Sitaki kumwambia kitu yoyote, but bado shosho wangu ako na ile wewe unapata aje mimba na hatujaona wazazi wao kijana. Kwanza kijana mwenyewe ako wapi? Mimi nashindwa kumwambia, aniongeleshangi simu yake ni mteja. Unajua kwao sijui. Unajua mamake simjui. Unajua rafiki yake hata moja? Nikatoka hapo, so I had this friend aki Mungu ambariki anaitwa Charlene, mimi nitammention. Alikuwa anakaa Thika that time. So mimi nikaendanga yeye ndio nilimwambianga yani vitu zenye na go through. Akaniambia it's okay tunaweza kaa nawe hapa. But sasa nayo shetani mpango yani timing ya shetani inakwanga maridadi. Dem akapata job Kisumu.
So now you couldn't go to Thika sasa.
Niliendanga Thika sikumaliza hata 3 days. Lazima aende. Sasa hataki kuachia nyumba utalipa
nauna
aje sasa. Sasa akaniuliza utaenda wapi, nikamwambia nitaenda home. Like sasa kwetu. Mimi kufika kwetu. Ushaipata simba yani crocodile imekupanulia hivi meno inataka tu unaingia ndani ikumeze. So hiyo time yote ni kwa waste to mido. Hawajui reason yenye to mido. Msichana ndio yako na mimba. Hana place ya kukaa. Ako na mimba. Hizo siku zote amekuwa away, hajakuwa akicommunicate ama nini. Mimi ni nani? Mlango, enda kwenye utaenda.
Kafukuzwa.
So I ended up on the streets. nikakuwa kachokora.
Nairobi ama uko Dandora?
Nairobi.
So ukakuja
Mimi nilikujanga hapa Central Park.
Central Park hii imeshikana na
Uhuru Park, yeah.
So hapo ndo ulikuwa unakaa?
Hiyo ndo ilikuwa base.
Na uko na mimba?
Niko na ball.
Wow. Unakula nini ukiwa Nairobi?
Nakwambia ukiwa chokora lazima usurvive. Ndakuja ni wapatie couples mnafanya mambo zenyu ni grab. I would also poop kwa my hand. Nakuja nakwambia mwekali nipea mu kule. Mimi ni chokora utanifanya? Utanipea pesa. So hivyo ndo nilikuwa na survive. So sometimes I would even sleep kwa hizi unfinished buildings. I would pray niombe building collapse. Mimi nilikuwa naombanga mpaka miscarriage, lakini wapi? Yaani ukiwa na shida sijui mbona mimba itokangi.
It's not funny, but
it's not funny, lakini I swear sikudanganyi.
Yeah.
At me I used to think mimba yangu ni bad omen kwa sababu mbona tu ile time nimepata ball ndio hakuna kazi, ndio vitu zinaenda vibaya, but time hata sikuwa na mimba. Yaani hata pesa ilikuwa inanikujia kwa nyumba.
Yeah.
Sasa sina anything. Baba mtoto ni kama aliniruka. Hiyo ndio iko kwa akili yangu.
So each street utakaa for how long?
Niliendanga street nikiwa na ball ya mwezi.
Yeah.
Nishagonga mwezi wa pili, wa tatu, wa nne, wa tano, wa sita.
Kwa street?
Chokora. And then unajua kuna kwanga like watu wanajajingi chokora. Watu hawapendi machokora. Sikudanganyi. Mimi mpaka nimerisk kurepiwa. Na saizo ni mwanaume amevaa suti kama Benjamin Zulu ako smart. Mwanaume anakuja na kugrab. Anataka kukurep na anakuambia jaribu kuscream. Niangalie na ujiangalie, ndasema wewe ni mwizi. Utafanya? Sasa hapo ndo unakumbuka zile techniques za DJ Afro.
Surely.
Ni unakumbukanga zile technique. Unagonga mtu wewe unahepa. After all atakutoa wapi? So mi vitu zikaendelea hivyo. Aki mimi nilikuanga naomba death. Ushaifika mwisho. Na hakuna kitu inakuwa. Mimi nimejaribu kwenda hadi kujirusha kwa barabara na kuja na shikwa. Nasimama kwa maflyover. Nilikuwa naendanga hadi Nairobi Hospital. Nani flyover iko hapo? Nijirushe, lakini Wakenya wanajuanga walking style ya mtu anataka kujiua.
No, surely.
Watakushika, hautajiua. Like uko na stress zako, unatamani dunia ipasuke lakini wapi?
So after 6 months.
So after 6 months, mimi nimekaa tu, nimechoka, niko weak. Actually ni tumbo pekee ndio ilikuwa inaonekana. Nywele ukiniona. Nywele, uso, nilikuwa nimeisha. Tumbo tu ndio inagrow. Unajua tu ukonde aje, mimba inamea.
Uko na kasimu modi tu pata.
Kasimu nilikuwa nako ever. Shida ni utachajia wapi simu?
Okay.
Like that phone is the only thing nilikuwa nayo. Lakini imeshazimu, unachajia wapi? Nako nilika protectingi.
Oscar atatokelezea at some point.
Yeah, atatokelezea. So Kenya ili happen, hiyo tu harakati zangu unajua, unaweza niona saizi, maybe saizi I'm big, okay nimezaa, mimi ni mama, I don't mind. And then ukujua nipate siku nyingine nimekonda, but utajua dem namjua. Hata nikuwe nimechapa aje, msichana namjua. So that's what happened. Mimi nilikuwa tu I think I collapsed kitu kayo cause mimi kuamka niliamka nikiwa hosi and my big sis was there and neighbor wake. So huyo neighbor wake katika pilika zake za kukimbiza mtu hapo hivyo Uhuru Park alini notice. And then he tried to approach me and I fainted. So yeye ndo alipiganga sister yangu simu. So mimi kuamka najipata niko hosi. I cried. Kwanza na my sis mkubwa. Nililia. After hapo wakalipa bills, sister yangu akanipeleka kwake akasema, so kama bwana yake atakosa kumfanyia anything because of me, hata anitupa tena. Okay. Sasa after nimefika kwa sis, nilicharge simu. So mimi kucharge simu napatana na I tried calling you mingi. Kumbe naye Oscar venye aligonjeka, si tumewachana. Lexi nilienda kwa bishti yangu, Oscar akakuwa mteja. So naye amekuwa akitry kuni reach out. Atapatane na Mwekali nisaidie simu nipige. Apatane na Benjamin nisaidie simu nipige. Yeye mind mwenye anaomba simu. Kwa sasa kwa akili yake alijua amesota, amegonjeka, nimemwacha. So mimi na blame, amenipea mimba, ameniruka, yeye anani blame, alisota akagonjeka nikamwacha. Kumbe venye aligonjeka ili escalate aki mwanaume wenyewe akaenda into a coma for more than 4 months. So venye aliamka kitu ya kwanza ni niko na Lois na ako na mimba yangu. So alikuwa na trengi kunipigia mpaka na masimu za daktari. Cause hiyo siku after nime plug in simu yangu. Simu ya kwanza alinipigianga akiwa hosi. Cause Oscar alikuja Gashia akiwa na ile chuma na maji. Na drip.
Yeah.
Mguu tupu. Aki anakaa skeleton.
Where? So says yuko 6 months pregnant?
6 sijaanza clinics. Sina nguo, sina anything.
So you're starting from scratch?
From scratch. Oscar sasa amekuja Digashi sasa. Lois uliniacha sijui. Sasa ni kwanza kumexplainia what happened. Na yeye ani explainie what happened. So Mesiza akamwambia juu enyewe nimeona huku acha sister yangu enda upone. Alafu najua Oscar anakuanga electric engineer. So yeye kupata hizo contract za stima ilikuanga yani rahisi hizo siku. So sister yangu akamwambia yeye ende apone and then anikujie. Si amejua already kwenye nakaa. So mi Oscar aliamua hata apona. Alienda kutengeneza stima. Akapata job, akarent nyumba. Akanikujianga within the same week. Akanikujia na tukaanza familia. So hapo ndio na introducewa kwa madhi. Hapo ndio na introducewa kwa watu wao. But they accepted me. Hiyo ni kitu moja naambianga Mungu asanti. Walini accept. But sasa
cousins. What a cool feel.
Yeah, walini accept na wakani welcome.
Okay.
Wakani welcome.
So at this point, so Merudiana, can we fast forward to when now you give birth? Because
when I gave birth. So hapo sasa ndio mashida zika double sasa. So nimeshapatana na yeye mashida zime double. So the only job he could get ni hiyo ya kutravel. Unajua pia like when you are an honest person unapatanga tu hustle. Unaweza kuwa umekaa hapa mwekali unaambiwa nitafutie mtu unakumbuka kuna mtu wako kwa mind yangu. So hivyo ndio Oscar alifanyanga. Si mimi time yangu ya kuzaa ikifika Oscar alikuwa Marsabit. So maji ilimwagika ya mtoto. Niko na napi? Niko na nguo, sina anything. Hakuna kitu niko nayo saa hizo. Kwa sasa yes niko kwa nyumba but mashida zimezidi. Hata tu ku afford kununua zile unajua uko Dandora kuna kwanga na nguo za 10 bob za watoto. Mzuri sana. Akisingi afford hiyo 10 bob kununua. Juu hata kukula bado ilikuwa ni shida. Like sasa mashida zikakuwa more and more. So siku ya kuzaa imefika. Sina transport hata sijui naanzia wapi nimalizie wapi. Although hiyo time nikiwa kwa SIS alinipelekanga clinic. So mimi nilianza clinic na mimba ya miezi 7. So far nimeenda mara 3.
Yeah.
Mimi maji ya mtoto ikapasuka. Hiyo inakuanga sign moja ya siku za mtoto zikifika. Hiyo ni sign.
Yeah.
So mimi hapo kwa ploti kulikuwa na neighbors. Wananipeleka hiyo hospitali nakataliwa, wananipeleka hii nakataliwa, wananipeleka hii nakataliwa. Sisi tumeenda kwa gari ya wenyewe hatujui tunalipa na nini hiyo Uber. So finally tukaenda hapo Thika level 5. Kufika huko Thika level 5 uwezi ingia bila karai, lazima ukuwe na sandals, hizo sanitary sijui ni nini, pampers. Mimi niko na pesa. I swear huyo mtu wa kabu ndo alininunulia hizo vitu. Na hanijui. Anaitwa John. Yani alinibaia, akaniambia mimi nimekununulia hizo vitu but hauna do ya kunilipa, niko kazi. Usikwenye Mungu atakubariki, make sure tu umenilipa. Hizo vitu zingine usinipe, nimekubaia. For now nitalipa hiyo trip na pesa yangu but please make sure usikwenye Mungu atakubless, umenilipa. Nikamwambia ni sawa. So mimi kufika huko hosi hakuna like madaktari wako anakuambia wewe hata uumwi, ngoja shift ya kesho ifike.
Ulika for how many days before you
3 na namwaga maji na sina pain na njia haifunguki. So my case was supposed to be an emergency CS.
But then they didn't.
So my baby got tired, akakunywa hiyo uchafu. I almost lost him and myself.
I'm so sorry.
Cause najua ni prolonged labor. The moment maji imemwagika mtoto anafaa kukua nje. Nimemwaga maji siku 3 asubuhi mchana. Kazi tu ni kupimwa manjia. Hawanishuguliki. So the 4th day ndio waliona kesi yangu iko mbaya. Wakani induce. Mi niliwekwa chupa 4, wenye wamepitia hiyo wanajua chupa moja ni kusema nini. So me had 4. Nilikuwa na chupa 4 hiyo pain yote. But then I thank God nilipata mtoi wangu normal. But sasa after kumpata he cried. He cried immediately. Lakini madaktari wanasemanga hakulia the way he was supposed to cry because he was tired. Sasa najua amekunywa uchafu, maji chafu na amechoka. Like alikuwa anaenda mtoi, alikuwa anaenda. So nimeza, sina napi, sina anything. Ni mama mwingine alinipea leso yake, nikarap mtoi, tukapelekwa bed. But I think Thika level 5 failed my karaoke. They failed my son. Aki mimi mtoto wangu angekuwa na hii condition. Cause everything ili happen during hiyo time ya kupata mtoto. Ndio everything ili happen. So venye hakulia, my baby hakunyonya. My baby turned white. He dehydrated, akaturn white, akakaa kama shosho wa miaka sijui miangapi. Like alikunjana akazeeka, akaturn white kama ile ukuta. Sasa unapigia Oscar hata analia, ajua hata anaweza fika aje. Like hakuna hata mtu mwenye unaweza pigia kuja kutembelea ama kule food. So me I used to share food na wale watu wenye wanaletewa chakula na wananigawia ama wakishiba wananipe. Mimi nakula. Nakula, hapo hakuna time ya kuringa.
Yeah, there's something you mentioned earlier when you were talking before the show that about, I don't know how many, over 10 months in, that's when you discovered that Kariuki was 11 months in, yeah. Kariuki was blind.
Yeah. So kumbe venye amepelekwa pale nursery, vitu zilienda venye zilienda, mtoi wangu akalose hadi eyesight. So amepata cerebral palsy, hatujaambiwa when tulikuwa tunakuwa discharge. Na mtoi amekaa wiki ngapi? 2 NBU. Hatujaambiwa mtoi amepata cerebral palsy na hatujaambiwa mtoi amelose eyesight. Although like si ile akwa ile blind kabisa, but he was partial, akwa anaona anything. Yake alikuwa anahitaji emergency CS, of which hiyo surgery ingekosa mtoi angepoteza macho yake. Yeah. So hiyo time tumetoka, tumekuja home, nakuja nyumbani napata hakuna kitu kwa nyumba. Landlord ashabeba kakitanda kenye tulikonga tunalalia, hakuna kitu yote kwa hiyo hao. Kumbe Oscar wangu alirudi akagonjeka. So na their parents wako so busy wakimshughulikia wamesahau kuna Lois
na Kariuki.
Na hata hawajui kama niliza actually. So lazima kwanza ushughulikie mtoto wako, yeah, before kufikiria mtoto wa mwanamke mwingine.
So at 11 months when you find out that Kariuki is sight yake iko na issue, is it the same time that you found out that akona cerebral palsy?
Yes. So mimi being a first time mom, kuna vitu sijui. So my baby mikono zake zilikuwanga ever hivi. So mimi nilikuwa nafurahia. Especially nikimwasha tunashindana. Nafurahia najua mtoto wangu ako na nguvu. Ukimsimamisha hivi kuna venye anakufinya na force, unafeel ni kama hata anakuacha kidonda. Mimi nilikuwa nafurahi.
Ako na nguvu.
Ni strong. Kumbe mimi sikuwa najua ni shida tunalea na hatujui. So I had this friend mwenye tulizaa na yeye na tuliachana na 1 month. So at 6 months alikuwa anauliza mambo Kariuki anatembea, nikamwambia hata akai shingo yake inaanguka. Akaniambia ma first bonds wanakuanga hivyo. Juu sasa Kariuki unajua alikuwa akikaa shingo inaanguka. Yeah. So mimi sijui mbona shingo inaanguka. Babake ananiambia maybe amedelay atakuwa tu sawa. Pia yeye hakuwa na worries zozote. Aniambia tu mtoi atakuwa sawa. So venye mtoi alikuwa na turn 11 months ndio tukaona hii hapana. Cause hata ukipita hakufuati.
Yeah.
Unaona sasa venye nimekaa hivi. Mtoto ukimweka hivyo kutoka asubuhi hadi usiku atakaa hivyo, hata kujigeuza jigeuzi. So nikaanza kusikia hapana, kuna kitu yenye hiendi poa. Yeah. Nikamrudishanga the same hospital nilikuwa nampelekanga injections. Nikaambia doc, mtoto wetu ana turn 11 months iko hivi na hivi na hivi. Akasema hebu apimwe calcium na muende Gatundu, huko kuna daktari wa watoto atawaambia. So hiyo siku tunaenda Gatundu ndio tuna break your news. Mimi sasa hizo najua cerebral palsy ni nini? Najua high muscle tones ni nini? Sijui. And then so now the doctors wanatuambia your baby tunampea referral Kenyatta. Mtoto wenu ni blind.
We're going to take a break on that note. We're going to take a break on that note and pay our bills. Commercial break, alafu we come back with that. But the question we're asking you today is, what's one thing you admire the most about your mother? What is the one thing that you admire the most about your mother? NTV Kenya on all our social media platforms. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to the Elevate Show, A Mother's Love and Sacrifice. That's the conversation we are having today. And Lois, aka Mama Karis, ametuambia story yake na tujapatia Zulu muda wa kuchangia Zulu kindly.
Yes, Mwikali, this is a very emotional story, as you
Very,
can tell.
right.
You feel chills.
Yeah.
We are very sorry, Lois. The things you've gone through, they're unimaginable. You want a pregnant mother in the streets?
Yeah.
Nothing to feed, nobody to protect you, nobody to cover you and exposed to the world. I think that's a horrific experience. But thank you for also coming here to share your story so that others may know where not to go.
Yeah.
Mikali, the summary of what... Now, I've listened to these stories in my work, so many of them.
Yeah.
I can tell you this is the drift. It always goes like this. When girls are under 25, the brain has not matured. The prefrontal cortex, the rational brain, has not matured. That's why she said, I was not even aware I was pregnant. So when they're having sex, they think they're dancing is equity. They don't associate. They think men carry a pump inside their trouser. They don't even tell you, I did not know what happened. I felt a weakness in my knees. And then before I realized he was there, and now I felt something moving. Something may tell you, I felt a rat moving inside of me.
Yeah.
The most unfortunate thing with girls is their biology matures before their brain. Keep that in mind if you're a young girl. Your biology matures before your brain.
Yeah.
Your body is willing to receive life before you can handle life. I usually tell them the problem is not getting pregnant. The problem is opening the door to sex. This girl did not have parental protection. Have you noticed that? There's no dad she can call to discuss life. People are shutting doors. Which family shuts door on their girl? This girl has been let down by the dad, by the mom, by everybody. So to a large extent, she was alone, a child alone out there. And as a parent, I feel excruciating pain already, imagining my girl out there. Mikali, by the way, from the time you become a parent, you develop another reason to live. When you're single, you live because you love life.
Yeah.
Mikali loves life, that's why she's serious with life. But when you get a child, because of this child, I can't afford to die.
Yeah.
Once you see that young one looking up to you, and you know how dangerous, you listen to these stories, you know what can go wrong.
Yes.
That's why Lois is forgetting her name to protect karaoke. Now you understand?
Yes.
Just to tell you, a genuine parent loves. This girl has been failed by parents. If you're out there, you don't have a father you can discuss life with. If you don't have a mother you can discuss life with. What you can do, your feelings will get excited because you're human. When you come close to another person, there is chemistry, and you are enacting roles of love. Mikali is an actor, knows feelings, don't know acting. Your
Yeah,
feelings
that's
are
true.
And you know, the actor tells you to feel the role. Why do they do that anyway? They ask you to actually
Embody it, feel it.
So
bring
what will
it
you do
to
with the
life.
feelings after that?
The body does not forget. It's true. The body doesn't.
The movies you have watched, do they kiss like the acting?
No.
They must make you feel it. So they must feel it. What do you take those feelings after? This was not a good job for this girl. When you're so excitable and you're young, don't expose yourself to jobs. Other jobs require you to massage somebody and make them feel a certain way. You know, it's a hassle. It's a hassle. But which hassle? What are you supposed to do? Where will you take your feelings?
Yeah.
I tell them your feelings have no brains. You have to use yours.
Absolutely.
Your feelings have no brains. Mikali, there are roles you must run away from when you know you are susceptible. I tell girls, before you're 25, flee. Just use that. And for men, I tell them to do the Joseph phenomenon. Joseph left the court there. You'll be persecuted for running away from people who want you, even if they are your bosses and Mumama and Esponyo and whatever. Auntie Waharia and try to offer you money and all that. Joseph had to run. That's how he bought the right to be a prince. Until you can flee a woman who is undressing for you, you'll never be a prince. The reason many men today have lost their kingdom, lost authority, they cannot leave a woman who is undressing for them. That's the qualification. Daniel refused all sexual immorality and he rose to be the first in the country. Joseph refused all sexual immorality, rose to be the first in the country. You think those are coincidences? The reason men are so common today, they can't say no to an undressed woman. She sends you a nude and you're inviting her. Hey, come, that's the fare. You're sending fare for girls to come to your place because they send you some nude in your inbox. Until you can learn to block girls and say no to sex and actually flee. The formula, Mikali, I told you for us gentlemen is we remain stiff. We are not excited. You do your gimmicks, you act like we did not notice it. You ask whether we are straight. Until people can ask whether you are straight.
Yes.
There's some men you have not conquered. Just to say, when young men are young, because you can hear the young man was also suffering because he cares. You know, young people who care can't ignore their children. You know that?
They can't.
I look at my daughter, I can't imagine. I look at my son, I can't imagine turning my back away from this. That's why men stay in wrong marriages, because they can't imagine moving away from this child.
Yeah.
That's why you should get children with the right people. Just to tell you, what happened to Mikali is a neglect of parenthood. A child was left alone, could not know the world, nobody to hold their hand. And Mikali, I told you, if you parent right, by the time your child is getting married at 25, they should have had 10 solid years by your side doing life.
Absolutely.
Don't send your kid to these universities, I don't know, boarding, wherever. Boarding with who? Let them board with you. Listen to the noises at night, what they watch on the phone, what they listen, what they hear. This girl was deprived. And I want to ask her, 27 is too young to have all these many stories of suffering. Yeah. True or false?
True.
This is the right time she should be getting married and introducing herself to a man the first time. Now, this is the wrong thing, the wrong time. And because she's surrendering her story, I believe she'll have a turnaround.
Yeah.
Don't let this be your end, Lois. Don't actually sit on that story. Conclude it and start a new one.
Absolutely.
Start a new one. You have actually now won the... We like you because you're courageous. You have rose up. You can talk. This girl is the most resilient woman you're going to meet today. She can still talk and smile and laugh and make fun of terrible stuff until you're like, Mikali is like, that's not funny by the way. This girl is definition of strength.
Yeah.
Don't let this be, and don't even call yourself, don't lose the name Lois, okay? Remain with it, because that's your lady. That's the lady you are. Mikali, this is a warning to all of us. Protect what you create on earth. Hold your child until you can give them competition in the world. And Mikali can give you a challenge. Do this with your children or don't get a child, okay?
Yes. Okay. Bring it on.
When you get a child, decide to set them up until they can compete to the children of Ivy League schools.
Okay.
Of Silicon Valley, of the best in the world. Raise that child and give them strength, a starter advantage. Give them the best education, the best love, the best advice, the best protection. I heard my wife say when she got a child, another person came up. Another wolf came up. Previously, she was nice, didn't want trouble. When she got a child and you're trying to comment funny, she will stop the comment. You're sorry, she is not shy. She doesn't know you yet. You don't give my daughter labels. Then I'm trying to act nice. I will answer immediately.
Yeah.
And normally, an ordinarily attached child do not jump to a stranger.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. The child is taking time to warm up to you. Be nice to her or shut up. Don't give labels. I'm like, oh, who is this?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when you get a child, you become protective. Stay there, bro. If you cannot marry the mother, be there for your child. Even if you can't marry the father, be there for your child.
Yes. Yes.
And Mikali, can I comfort men who are stepdads, or just not stepdads, your child without marrying the mother? I don't know the name there, but just let's call you baby daddy. Yeah. Those men who raise the child without marrying the mother. What does the child grow to say? They said, my father is a hero. They were not married to my mother, but he showed up. Yeah. He was always there. You'll have more credit than us who shared the same roof. Yeah. Although it started in a bad footing, but because you corrected the situation and showed up. Yeah. Jephthah was a child of a clandestine, a side chick. You remember that?
Yeah.
God does not. You know, Christians are more religious than God.
That's true. That is true. Ridiculous, but yeah.
Solomon came from an illicit wife. Sorry, I mean the woman whose husband was killed. You know, they don't tell you that Rahab is in the Bible. Why is a prostitute in the genealogy of Christ? Story? I know that's uncomfortable, but there's another Bathsheba. The three women in Matthew 1 were not supposed to be there. All over. The funny history. Ruth was like a Muslim married to a Christian. Moab. That was the conflict. Yeah. But your preacher won't preach that. They think they're giving you freedom to sin. No, I'm just telling you that you can rewrite your story from a terrible place, and it will still be a glorious ending. Absolutely. Even if you got a child.
Yeah.
As a boy, you were first year, or you are acting with a girl and one thing led to another, like they like to put it when they just tell you one thing led to another. When you hear that line, you know where we are going.
Where we are. Yes.
I did not know what happened. I tell you, no, you must have known what happened. That thing is so far out. You have to remove clothes, number one. You look for a place where you're alone. You have to shut up. You have to whisper. You have to eat in secret. You have to hide. You have to wipe your mouth. There's a lot of activities. All those cannot be accidental.
Yeah. No, they're not. No, they are not.
So I tell them, just say you're overcome by feelings, because at the time feelings are stronger than
That's
emotion,
true.
than the logic. And I
Yeah.
tell them you're just a child. Even if your body has grown, you're
Yeah.
just a child.
Yeah.
And I want to encourage this girl, while you are dealing with a child who has special needs, one thing I want you to do is take one day at a time. If you think long term, what will happen 50 years, what will happen in this child? Don't think like that.
overwhelming.
Don't think like that. Try to strengthen yourself financially. Try to get the sources, the therapists you can do. Try to expand your life. That experience itself. There's a girl who went to the university and she was deceived by another one, tricked to escort her without knowing that when you escort a girl to go meet her boyfriend, the boyfriend usually comes with a +1, and now you're also the +1 on top of one, and
Yeah.
then now you are the link up.
Yeah.
And she was given a +1 and infected with HIV when she was just a fresh university. That's the woman who has campaigned for women and united them to own their story. You might know her, Assunta Waguru. If you hear her story, you will know that you can turn any situation to an advantage. Make your journey like your purpose and say, I don't know why I was brought in this, but I know actors, producers give the toughest role to the best actors. The producer who is God must have seen that I can play this role. If this girl was weaker, she would have committed suicide. If this girl was weaker, that child would not be on earth. If this girl was weaker, this show would not happen. Thank you for being strong. And those of you handling mistakes, forget the shame and take it as a calling. Take it as a purpose. Even if I'll tell you the story of how my mother ended up with my dad, sometimes she talks and we laugh because she says, I was just naive. I just wanted married. I'm like, so we are here. And I'm like, those mistakes made me to be here. Just like Solomon would say, my parents were not ideally married in a wedding, in a holy matrimony, but I'm here.
I'm here.
So now that we are here, let's start from where? Here.
Yeah,
Don't
that's true.
continue with judgment. People will continue judging you, but God does not even remember that. When Solomon was born, God nicknamed him Jedidiah because he loved him. They named him Jedidiah because of the Lord. God will nickname you a name of love. Accept it and start from where you are. So Mama Karaoke, this is not the end.
No.
Take it as a beginning. And then continue encouraging girls, telling them, there's no making love before you're married. You're just risking your life.
Yeah.
There's no love making, just destroying your life.
Yeah.
They tell you to explore when you're young so that you don't regret when you're old. They're actually telling you to plant regrets that you grow with until you're old. That's the interpretation.
Oof.
This culture talks in opposites. Be careful. Do things when you're young so that you don't regret when you're old. They're telling you commit mistakes when you're young so that you have so that you don't lack regrets when you're old.
Yeah.
God sealed the woman's body with a membrane of blood. Was God so confused that he sealed your body? Men could not be sealed. I don't know what's wrong with them, but I just know women have a seal. Try to, even if you have lost a seal out of ignorance, don't make it your habit to give your body to just anyhow. Say that I will start the journey of motherhood. As she's saying, it was lack of money, it was poverty, it was neglect, it was lack of somebody to watch over. It was well-wishers that to just stood with her. What if there was a person to just campaign and say, no, do this is the right thing. Things would have changed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just to tell you, make sure by the time you undertake this, you're with someone. And if you find yourself, don't dump the child. Thank you for not throwing that child away. Don't throw the child away.
Yeah.
And who knows? Eventually, this child may define your purpose by having taught you how to love a child who is not quite as normal as others. And you have to keep, who knows what will follow you, that you might end up finding a purpose and a calling in that very thing.
That's so true.
Yes.
That is very true. And it actually aligns with a video I saw on TikTok where you were saying there's a reason I'm here. I've tried so many times to take my life without being successful. There's a reason. There's a reason that you're here and you're still mothering Karaoke. And we have a question. Yes, we can start with you.
I just wanted to ask if you eventually went back to your mom. Ama, did your mom look for you despite everything you were going through?
Yeah, I went back to mom. Actually, mom alinitafuta.
Okay.
We reconciled. Akasema hata yeye hiyo time alikuwa anapitia, kuna vitu alikuwa anapitia.
Okay.
But now we are the best of friends, I swear.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have another question.
Okay, Lois, mimi nilikuwa nataka kukuuliza. So daktari alipokuambia situation ya Karis. Kuna siku moja umekana Karis ukatamani kucommit suicide?
Actually sikutamani, nimefanya more than 4 times. 4 times. Lakini hatujai kufa.
It's okay.
Have you done therapy? Lois, if I may ask?
Yangu.
Yes.
Ama ya mtoto.
Your psychological counseling.
Okay, saizi niko under psychological counseling.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Actually, somebody shared my video to a psychiatrist wa Kiambu. And then they came to rescue me from myself.
Okay.
And they are doing it for free actually.
Wow.
Hawanilipishi. It's hard.
Wow.
It is. And if, like, how can we, because I know, I don't know if you're working currently, and sijui kama Oscar pia yuko kazi, and I'm assuming therapy mnalipia.
Okay, hatuna job. Personally, mi am a hustler. Siwezi kaa kwa nyumba, baba ni mgonjwa, mtu anataka therapy, nitaenda mjengo na karaoke kwa mgongo. Nitaenda kufulia watu nguo na karaoke kwa mgongo, na kuna place unaweza enda hata wakutusi juu ya mtoi. Na ni mtu amekuitia kazi na at the end of the day hata kulipa. Hata kulipa na umetumia difa yako kuenda.
Yeah.
Especially kama mimi unajua the moment umenipigia mimi I'll trust you hata kama sikujui. Because unajua ni opportunity nimepata.
Ya kufanya kazi.
Mimi nitakuja unifail.
So right now some of the things that you're looking out for is to probably get a sustainable job.
Yeah, exactly.
To be able to provide medical care for Karis. And since Oscar pia anakuanga unwell, is he getting help as well? Ama yeye ako sawa? Ako kazi?
Once ako kazi, mara mob hayuko kazi.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Does the condition he has affect him getting jobs?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I know we don't have much time, but if you had a plea or an ask for anyone who's watching, in what ways can people come through for you? So maybe you can just, I don't know, pour your heart out to whoever, anyone, and let us know in what way we can come through for you.
Okay. Me, I have tried many things, zime fail. And I had this idea ya kufungua, like to start a program whereby naenda naongelesha special moms, like a foundation. Cause nimekuja kurealize watu huku nje wanatutusi sana. They are judging us. Hakuna kitu, mimi personally hakuna kitu sijasikia nimeambiwa. So at some point na have kutoroka kwa ploti, naenda kuhama kwa ploti ingine kujificha tu.
Okay.
Unaelewa?
Is there a hustle you can do?
Yeah.
Anything.
So,
Mimi nishaifanya hadi kwa clinic kuzalisha watu na sijasomea.
wow. So we are asking this because I wanted to know what we can help you with directly. That's what Mikali is asking.
Yes. Yeah.
Talking to moms is a good charitable work. But
then,
for your day-to-day needs with the careers and your mom there is also unwell, have you thought of kwanzisha kibanda ya mboga? Have you thought of anything that if people want to help you,
yes.
Is there something you like to do if you got capital? If you had some capital, what would you start? Have you thought like that?
Yes.
What have you thought?
A hotel, a saloon.
Okay.
That's something you can do.
Yes.
This girl, if she gives a number, we can help.
Yeah.
I think you can we help, guys?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
your story is worth helping, please.
Yeah.
I want you to read the numbers you read, we are doing it.
Yeah.
It's
Do it. That's your camera.
Okay, 07.
Oh, hold, let me get one person. Aguva Moses is also
Mbona
picking his
mnataka
phone.
nili-
No, girl,
okay.
next year, come back.
Yeah.
Come back and tell us how it will be. Whatever people manage to give you, just go set up something, all right? Don't expose yourself to people and your son again.
Yeah.
The son also needs dignity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Open a kibanda, sell that hotel, whatever, even kibandaski, all right?
Yeah.
Are you able to do that? If we give you something, can you start kibandaski?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. 07
96
0796, they will also write it there.
27
27
81
81
24.
24. And it will read Lois Mutuku, right?
Yeah.
I've done mine.
Thank you so much.
Most welcome.
God bless you.
Please do something.
Yeah. Whew. So, I don't know if that was your parting shot.
We call it this. Let me short it like this. Let me shoot it like this.
Yeah.
I know we'll also display the number more. We'll still repeat it off air.
Yes.
But just to say this, if you find yourself in this situation, help those who want to help you. Okay?
Yeah.
Have a vision. Have a plan. Tell me if I get 20,000, I can start a hotel already calculated, so that when you find people actually moved, because some people actually care. Not everybody is heartless. All right? I'm trying to save up to 50K to get equipment. Find out the skill you like. Work with your skill from where you are. Don't give up. Don't attempt suicide. Your child who will take care of them.
Yeah.
You can still live, all right?
Yes.
Don't condemn yourself. And thank you for not adding 5 other children. Because some people don't think.
It's a truth.
Don't
Yeah.
be mindful, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Like,
And-
huwezi ongeza. Mimi personally, I don't want a kid again.
Okay.
I swear, siwezi.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
So your final and parting shots, you wanted to add something as well before we come to the end of the show.
Actually, nilikuwa nataka ku-appreciate. You know, mtu akikufanyia kitu mzuri, haunanga enough. Like, you can never appreciate them enough by saying thank you. So, nitahavu kuweka tu mtu hapa, sijui kama atakasirika.
Okay.
Fans wa Big Man Steve-O. Actually, they helped us. Mtoi akafanyiwa surgery Kenyatta. So, if it was not for Comrade Flavor, mtoto wangu angekuwa kipofu hadi saa hii, angewaitibika.
Is he seeing now?
Yeah, saizi anaona, but
Wow.
pia ako under stimulation, phototherapy, therapy
But
macho
you can
inaitwa
see
very
because of some guys.
clearly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Unajua, mtu anaweza nitumia dosi kujui, nikitry kukureach out, I can't. But unless nipate opportunity kama hii, maybe ataona.
Yeah.
Me, I'm always grateful. Because najabianga kama si Steve-O. My baby sahi angekuwa kipofu na sijui ningemwambia nini in future. Imagine mtoto wako anajua alikuwa na chance ya kuona.
Yeah.
But hakuna kenye ungefanya kumsaidia aone.
We're grateful for that opportunity as well.
Ever.
Yeah.
Aki. Hiyo ni kitu yenye nakanga kwa nyumba kila siku nikisema.
Yeah. And it's only going to get better because you're very courageous, you're strong, resilient, you're here sharing stories of hope. Because umefika hapa si kwa sababu ume give up, umefika hapa kwa sababu uko na hiyo hope tulisema at the beginning, uko nayo, tunashangaa inatoka wapi na bado unapea wengine.
True.
So thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you Zulu as well for encouraging and leading the movement. The number will be on your screen. You can come through in any possible way for Lois Mama Chris. Social media platforms zako ni gani? Kwa pia najua uko very active huko, watu wakutafute.
Okay, YouTube najita Lois Mwende.
Okay.
TikTok najita Lois Mwende.
Okay.
Kila mahali Lois Mwende, Lois Mwende, Lois
Sawa,
Mwende.
sawa. Asanteni sana. And my audience, thank you. I know we had time for only 2 questions, but you understand why. Sindio, see you next time on Wednesday, same time, same place. And for our audience at home as well, asanteni sana for tuning in. We always love to know that you're walking with us on this journey. Asanteni sana. Until next time, adios.